In contrast to musicians of the Middle Ages, those of the Renaissance were extremely confident in their abilities to determine things on their own. In fact, in the Renaissance, musicians used their own ears to determine what was consonant and what was dissonant. In fact, they did it exactly as we would imagine that we would do it ourselves if faced with such a decision. That is, they simply listened to the intervals. In fact, there was a vast difference between the medieval concept of harmony and the Renaissance concept of harmony because of this. Since Renaissance musicians were not looking at numerical ratios, and since ratios like 200-something to 300-something were not a factor in their decision, they in fact decided that combinations of notes that we call thirds were good. Thirds are combinations of notes that are musically a third apart from each other, and they mathematically have very large ratios. These ratios refer to imperfect or non-whole numbers. Although medieval musicians considered these combinations to be dissonant, the Renaissance musicians, basing it on their own hearing of the intervals, decided that they were consonant. This gave rise to tertian harmony, a harmony that is based on thirds. Basically, almost all the commercial music, church music, and folk music that we hear today is based on tertian harmonies, and we have Renaissance musicians to thank for this preference in musical harmonies. In fact, all the pieces that we shall hear in this course, from the Renaissance to the late Romantic era, use this particular kind of harmony. In fact, we shall see that it was not until the early 20th century that composers first challenged the methods of handling consonants and dissonance that were developed during the Renaissance.